Hi there, I'm Dr. Rizwan, your health coach, and welcome to the Health for a Lifetime podcast. In this episode, I will be sharing how a simple change in my diet transformed my health and how it can transform yours too. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Rizwan, and I help men and women build a sustainable, healthy lifestyle so that they can lose weight and have more energy without going on a diet or spending hours in the gym. Before becoming a full-time health coach, I used to be a family physician, and what I've learned during that time was that prevention is far more powerful than treating disease. So I've made it my mission to teach and support people on their way to living their healthiest and best lives ever. My nutrition journey started back in 2013 during my third year of medical school. It's a tough year for most med students because that's when the hands-on work with patient begins. And on top of that, there's a lot of intense coursework going on. And after the first semester, I was finding it difficult to keep up. I was very tired, I was depressed and stressed out, and felt that I was very close to burning out. And I still remember the day things turned around for me. It was a sunny spring day. I was sitting on the steps in front of my house, head in my hands. I was literally close to having a full-blown panic attack. I could feel the tension in my chest, and I felt that I was about to lose control of my breathing. And man, that was such a weird sensation. And in that moment in my mind, I was like, okay, you have to do something. Something needs to change. Like you cannot go on like this because this is horrible. And then all of a sudden, a thought occurred to me, and it was a very compelling thought, and that was go buy food. And by food, it meant not just any food, it meant real healthy food. And we all know what healthy food is, but we don't always eat it. And as I said, this thought was very compelling, so I literally got up, got my backpack, and went shopping. And I bought fruit, vegetables, eggs, meat, yogurt, and pretty much everything I considered healthy and felt that my body would respond well to. Then I got back home, unpacked everything, and realized that I had another problem on my hands. There was a lot of food. So, what do I do with it? And because back then I was skipping breakfast because I was waking up late. Lunch was a form of pastry, and dinner was, well, a bit more substantial, but not quite what it could be. So the obvious solution was to eat the food. So I got into eating breakfast, which usually meant some scrambled eggs with veggies. For lunch, I took a bottle of yogurt with me, some seeds and some fruits to replace the pastry. And for dinner, it was just some sort of meat with veggies and rice. And I stuck to this for a week, and I could immediately feel the difference. My energy levels went up, which made it much more easier to deal with everyday life, and my mood also got better. And after a month of doing this, I really felt I had a grip on the situation. I was calmer, I was feeling more positive, I was finding it easier to train, and I could focus better, which was something I definitely needed in classes and to pass my exams. Back then, I would say that sticking to some regular meals and eating better quality food was a winning combination, at least for me. And I stuck to this up until 2016 when my life changed again. I finished medical school and started my residency, and right around the same time, I started training people part-time in the gym. And my work days were really long. And just to give you an example, like one of my longest days would be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the hospital, then immediately followed by being on call till the next morning, followed by another day's work only to leave the hospital, go to the gym, and train people from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So basically, I was looking at 36-hour work days. And on top of that, I still wanted to train and ride my bike. And, back then I had a lot of people telling me, man, why are you doing this? Just drop the whole gym thing and you have more time on your hands. But that wasn't an option for me because, crazy as it sounds, I enjoyed doing what I was doing. After being surrounded by sick people all day, I actually enjoyed spending time in the gym and seeing people do absolutely great, see them lose weight, see my clients not being bothered by pain and gaining more confidence in themselves, as opposed to suffering patients and worried families. So, in a way, it gave me a better purpose. So, once again, another thought occurred to me, and that was, man, you can do better with your nutrition. Like, you're demanding a lot from your body, might as well support it. The trouble was, I didn't know exactly what to do. And for a year and a half, I tried piecing things on my own and trying different diets, such as low carb, the warrior diet, which is basically fasting before it got popular, cutting back on sugar, and so on. But to be honest, none of these worked for me because they weren't sustainable, and I found them to be very restrictive and too black and white. There were simply too many things going on in my life, and the last thing I could do was to adhere to a super rigid structure. Luckily, I came across Precision Nutrition, and if you don't know what Precision Nutrition is, they are the leading company. They are the leading company in health and fitness, and they educate health professionals and coaching clients as well. So what I liked about them was that pretty much all their articles were backed up by studies. And for me, with my medical background, things finally made sense because I could geek out on those things and make sure they were legit as opposed to just, reading or following some influencer on social media. So after struggling with all this and with the money I saved from working in the gym, I signed up to get the nutrition certification. And man, that was such a relief. I was so happy that I did it because I realized that eating healthy is actually really easy. So as I was learning, I was applying what I was learning despite my crazy schedule and started feeling better than ever. I had more energy. I could keep up with all the demands in my life. I was training, I was recovering better. And during the weekends, I went on 3 to 4 hour rides, feeling strong and confident and being able to do laps after laps. So, I felt absolutely great. And also, I managed to lose some body fat and gain some muscle. And really, what I've learned after that certification was that just by paying attention to what you eat and how much you eat for your goals and how you organize yourself, this is something that goes a very long way in being able to eat healthy consistently, even though, I was pretty busy back then. So with these things and armed with a better understanding, a lot of confusion around nutrition disappeared and I felt more confident. And mind you, all this in a way that didn't involve restriction or silly rules. So I basically learned how to be flexible with my eating and adapt it on a daily basis. So naturally, I wanted to share this, and so I started taking on a few people for nutrition coaching. And after gaining some experience, I quickly understood that nutrition is not just about food. Like, you can teach someone fairly easily the basic theory and principles, but putting them into practice is something different because most people don't have a simple relationship with food. There are usually other factors that influence food behavior, such as beliefs, stress, environment, and so on. And as long as you don't address the root causes, you're going to be struggling to make a lasting change. And to be able to help my clients better to navigate these roadblocks, I decided to sign up for the level 2 certification, which meant another year of studying and doing more advanced nutrition concept and psychology. And I was glad that I did this because back in 2021 and 2023, my life changed again as I became a father of two. So once again, life forced me to level up my game in order to keep up. So since 2018, I got to work with hundreds of men and women, helping them lose weight between 5 to 20 kilograms, to have more energy, to improve their athletic performance, and also to improve their relationship with food and have more confidence in the way they eat. And the way I do this, it revolves around building nutrition skills. So eating is a skill and can be learned just like anything else in life. And the way you do this is by practicing, not by going on unsustainable diet. And when you have the skill, you can apply it to any particular situation, especially as life changes. So my clients, they practice simple tasks on a daily basis, thus honing their skills. And that way, they learn how to apply the basic nutrition principles to their unique situation. And what's cool about this is that it's 100% sustainable because it takes into account their preferences, what they are ready, willing, and able to do. So what you end up with is your own way of eating healthy without feeling overwhelmed in the process, which makes it great if you are busy or if you have a family. So to recap what we just covered, food has a major impact on the way you feel, and unhealthy food, makes you feel worse, whereas healthy food makes you feel better. Nutrition is a skill, and depending on how far you want to go, you are going to have to level up. And just by making slight tweaks in the way you eat, for example, sticking to regular meals and eating healthy food most of the time is a good place to start. But as life gets more demanding, or if you want to pursue more specific goals such as weight loss, it's important to pay attention to what and how much you are eating and to plan your meals better. And lastly, focusing on small daily steps is key if you want to improve your nutrition, especially when you're busy or if you have a family, as opposed to going on a diet or making drastic changes starting Monday, right? So, thanks everyone for tuning into this episode. I hope you find it helpful. Please share it with friends if and family if you enjoyed it. And if you would like to effortlessly improve your nutrition without going on a diet, I've put together a free nutrition kit for success. You can download it in the link in the description. So until